Welcome. Today I will prove that two flat earthers are lying fools by using their own evidence. Taboo Conspiracy published a video where he used Witsit gets it as some kind of expert, and he showed some sources. I will first look at his video and using the same sources as he, and in that way prove that he is a lying fool and Witsit gets it too. Let's start Taboo's video.
But Witsit quickly discussed something very interesting to me. An old NATO microwave communication system called ACE-High, which stands for Allied Command Europe High Band. Let's watch a little bit of the video from Witsit.
The ACE, which is the Allied Command Europe High Band, was a NATO communication system implemented during the Cold War, where they're shooting 50 to 250 miles with microwave transmissions. And again, you can't just cop out by saying refraction and diffraction. It doesn't work like that. So you guys don't know the answer. I could play games with you all night and let you pretend you do, but we're going to cut to the chase and tell you what your religion is. Your religion is that it just magically starts to go out horizontally, and there's a magic area in the atmosphere. Not the ionosphere, mind you. This is like just a couple miles up, where it just hits water in the atmos, then reflects right back down to where it's supposed to go. So if I shoot a microwave directly out horizontally, it'll go 250 miles and just coincidentally land exactly where it's supposed to, because there's magic reflection in the atmosphere. So, and that wouldn't work consistently. This, if you read into the documentation that was recently declassified from this program, it consistently works. You can send these microwaves out over and over and over, and it works every single time, as if it was horizontal.
Witsit gets it is an expert in military radio system, according to himself, and Taboo Conspiracy believes that too.
Now, I'm going to be citing from this article frequently, and I'll have a link in the description. It turns out Witsit was absolutely correct.
And of course, Taboo is wrong. Witsit was not correct in any way, shape or form.
But it gets even worse for the globe. According to the article, the ACE system was very reliable at 99.9%, and communications could be sent from 50 to 250 miles.
Yes, that's correct, but it doesn't prove a flat earth pizza.
It must be noted that microwave transmissions are electromagnetic waves with a frequency of 300 megahertz to 300 gigahertz. Frequencies used by ACE range from 832.56 to 959.28 megahertz. That falls within the UHF, ultra-high frequency spectrum, and UHF signals are narrow and travel in straight lines and are limited to line-of-sight applications, in which the receiver can be seen by the transmitter.
And Taboo didn't read this part of the article. UHF tropospheric. What's that? I will come back to that.
Line-of-sight communications are certainly a problem for a globe.
All type of radio communication is a big problem for the flat earth religion.
Where that curvature of the Earth is supposedly bending away from you at roughly 8 inches per mile squared. The curve should begin blocking line-of-sight transmissions at the last visible edge of the globe called the horizon. For example, if you use a globe-Earth curvature calculator like this one, a tower at 200 feet above sea level would be severely limited when attempting a line-of-sight transmission beyond the geometric edge of the globe. That would be closer than 17 miles. In addition to all other obstructions and the Fresnel zone, at a mere distance of 17 miles, the curvature of the Earth would begin blocking any transmission as shown in this illustration.
I choose to speed that part of Taboo's nonsense up a bit because I'm quite sure that you heard him saying this type of things many times before.
But if the target receiver was 250 miles away, like the towers in the ACE system, the target receiver would be obstructed by a shadow of the Earth that is 36,000 feet tall. There is no mountain on Earth that would be tall enough to get a tower 36,000 feet high. The ACE system was in 9 different NATO countries from England to northern Norway through Central Europe to Turkey. I did find this Wikipedia article helpful in finding the actual locations of many of these communication towers, but I was mostly interested in this map here from the article, showing the ones in England and Western Europe. But I went ahead and mapped each of these locations on Google Earth, and I have the coordinates to all of the actual sites listed there if you want to do some follow-up research. Many of those communications should be blocked by the curvature of the Earth. For example, the one on the top right from Kollafirth Hill in the Shetland Islands to Sola, Norway is a big one. Those microwave towers, according to Google Earth, are at a distance of 262 miles. The elevation there at the Sola, Norway location is 2,615 feet above sea level. Adding 150 feet for the array gives us an observation height of 2,765 feet. To maintain a line of sight with Kollafirth Hill, the tower in the Shetland Islands would have to be 26,000 feet high. Unfortunately for the globe, Kollafirth Hill only has an elevation of 785 feet.
I'm using the same Wikipedia page as Taboo, and let's look at the Shetland Islands. Strange, there were 3 stations on those islands, and why did Taboo choose the one on the west side? Because Norway is on the east side. But let's do the calculation or look at it from the locations he chose. So if you look at the height on that distance, that stretch, you can see on the Norwegian side you have a high mountain, higher than the one that the antenna was placed on in between. Oh dear, it was not line of sight, but to be honest, I don't believe the connection was to that station. I believe it was the one on the northeast side, Saxa Ward. Oh dear, seems to be a slight problem here too. If we look at Norway, it will be even worse for the flat earth. I have a house in the Arctic parts of Norway, very close to NVAZ up here. Let's have a closer look on those 3, NVAZ, NKLZ and NMOZ. That's the connection from the northern parts to the southern parts of Norway. So all signals that goes that must pass through those stations. Let's look at the heights of those 3 locations. The first one about 600 meters, next one 801, and the third one 627 meters. Between NKLZ and NMOZ there are peaks close to 1600 meters. Let's look at the other connection. And between NVAZ and NMOZ it's a bit better, but close to 1200 meters peaks in between. So in both cases the peaks in between the stations are higher and both locations of the stations, so no line at sight at all.
Other distances between the towers were from approximately 40 to 200 miles. But let's get to the big one. Ringstead Bay in southern England to Monte Guaramendi in Spain. This one doesn't show up on all of the ACE maps because it wasn't technically part of ACE, and so it makes sense why it has been overlooked. But it was still used in the network and used the same technology. Here's an excerpt from Wikipedia confirming the same.
This is hilarious. Look at the headline on the article that Taboo is using. Tropospheric chatter. Yes, that's the explanation why you can transmit those kind of wavelengths non-line of sight. It's the second time in this video that he ignored tropospheric chatter. He had it on the screen, he showed it, but he didn't talk about it because this is the explanation. But who is surprised? Witsit and Taboo are both dishonest.
Finding the exact location of the Ringsted site was a bit tricky since it's not listed as an ACE site. But here is a photo of the Ringsted location back in 1970. This article also confirms the link between Ringsted and Goramendi did exist.
And once again, look at the text he marked. US Air Force tropospheric chatter radio relay link. Oh dear. It's easy to find information about tropospheric chatter. If you listen to Witsit, this system was some kind of secret. Yes, ACE was secret, but not tropospheric chatter. It's scientific proven and we have known about it very long how it works. Here we have a Wikipedia article about it. Let's zoom in on this part. Yes, the signal refracts, but only a tiny portion of the signal reaches the receiving station. And as I proved with using the same information that Taboo used, it wasn't a line of sight. It couldn't be line of sight even on a flat Earth.
Destroy.
There you have it. I have proven that both Witsit Gets It and Taboo Conspiracy are lying fools. I work in the military, I use radios professionally, so I know a bit about radio communication. This was the first series. I will make more videos where I use radios, showing that we don't live on a flat Earth, because radio, among many other things, proves that we live on a globe, not on a flat pizza. I will be back soon with new videos and we'll have a live broadcast soon. Have a nice day, see you soon, bye.